Hey everybody, I'm back. And I actually got my headset back, so now things should sound significantly better, or just overall not probably as loud. We're going to go back to a live studio audience, as hopefully most of you all remember. We are currently in a bit of a pickle. We have Valentina Kerbal on the face of the mun, just chilling, doing her normal thing. Actually, no, I don't think I don't think she's on the face of the mun anymore. Uh, oh yeah. By the way, I picked up a few more missions. So there's a bunch of random Kerbins that need to be like saved and stuff now. So yay, new adventures. Um, yeah, I definitely took a little bit of time and looked at both some missions and spent, I think, a little bit of the science that we had collected because we had like 200 earlier. Wow, that glitch was rough. All right. I did buy advanced flight controls. Now, this comes with a few different benefits for us. One, it's going to come with a two-seater pod that actually works. And then it also has an inline stabilizer, which these reaction wheels are literally some of the best in the game. I think that is all I had money for, so that's really the only new thing that has been purchased. So now we got to start figuring out how to rescue people. And luckily, with my recent purchase, I did also buy new engines. With my recent purchase of engines, we're going to get to. Sorry, I'm scratching my legs and my other hand's a little bit slow. Yeah, alright. So we're going to get to using single stage to orbit rockets. And what I mean by that is very similar to SpaceX and how they will launch a craft into space and then bring it back. I am literally all about that. It's part of the way I play Kerbin. It's super fun. Obviously, these reaction wheels will not work for that. So I'm going to be making what is essentially an almost completely reusable rocket is going to be the goal. And it's definitely achievable. It can take a little bit of finagling when you first start, building it, because some of the parts are not as well crafted together as you would like. Very much like what you're seeing here, like the reaction wheels, definitely a different. Goodness gracious! I think I got bit by something. Different size and shape than some of the other options. So we want to make sure that we're offsetting things here as best we can. This will go into space and hopefully return on its own. So there are a few things that I've done in the past that have worked out fairly well for me. So I'm going to try to replicate those within this plan. So of course we have the control unit. We have the communication systems right there off to the sides. We want a fairly decent amount of battery, which is 200 plus. I'm going to go ahead and put some off to the side just in case. And then we do want solar panels. Now, because this is going to be trying to re-enter the atmosphere, it needs some basic solar panels, so we're just going to put those there. And it's also going to need stopping power, because as cool as I am not as good as a programmed spaceflight machine that can just catch rockets with its own thrust. That's highly impressive and one of the best things I think we have of our current technology, but I digress. We're going to put reaction wheel on that other side, and then normally, I don't think I have them yet, and I do not from what the looks of it. Normally I would put like a smaller collection of fuel tanks like on the inside or just somewhere around here, which I can do by opening up this section, dropping this in, painting this kind of a different color, and turning off access to this. Now I'm probably going to do half of this fuel tank, and the reason is once we get to space, if I use all of this, I want to make sure I have a little bit of extra to be able to kick it back into orbit and not have to worry about other things. So this is going to be a subframe, so I need to make a big part and then make this part the actual like main part of the engine. Alright, so now everything is attached to this, and I can use this as a subframe because it's all technically one piece. And if I wanted to be even more like accurate with it, I should... Wow. Is it because that technically this is like supposed to be a stupid thick engine? Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna let me use that, let me use the smaller freaking shroud, you know? Alright. I guess I could use the engine plate, but it's still smaller than what it needs to be for now. Kind of get distracted. ADHD brain go woo. Alright, subframe. This is gonna be, I'm gonna probably say 2.4 tons to, we'll do 1 stage to orbit. Yeah, because by itself that has 3,200 units of fuel, which is in most cases enough to get you anywhere you want to go. In our case right now, what we're going to be using it for primarily is a recapture mission. Gonna use another subframe. Think of the one-man STO. No. That's too overgeared. We just want a basic one-man capsule, and I may end up just doing a similar process of what I just did there and make another sub connection for it. Yeah. I don't need to save anything because it's all already saved in the subframes. So, capsule pod that is not going to have a crew member in it. Therefore, we want to set out a little pod right below it. This pod is going to have, of course, your control modules, basic electronics, the ability to capture sunlight, two basic drone chutes, and one place to capture it. Basic communications. And a heat shield, that way we don't explode re-entering the Earth's atmosphere. Or Kerbin's atmosphere, in this case. I'll never get that right, by the way. It's always going to be something that happens. Oh. Well, don't you look fancy? Meh. Meh. Because it looks silly and has almost 2,000 units of Delta V, that's perfectly fine with me. One man rescue. I can't spell. I'm dyslexic, guys. Ship. One Kerbin. Okay. And here's the best part. So now that I have a subframe that's a 1 STO, I can just slap it onto the bottom there. Align however many wing sets I want on it, which for this one, I'll probably just turn it to the side and let it launch me into space, and then we'll go from there. I do want to fix the thrusters. We can take that off. That needs to go way up there, right below the chutes. We want drogue chutes first, regular chutes, drogue chutes. Alright, cool. Alright, this should be completely safe. Alright, just to make 100% sure I'm not gonna fall over upon launching, we'll go ahead and add one of those wonderful little catchers in. We'll launch. Main objective here is just making sure that we capture that Kerbin and complete that mission. Alright. I'm going to drop this down. That's the target that we have. It's going to fly over us. He's moving at a pretty good clip, 2270 meters a second. Okay. That is going to be his highest point of his arc, so that's going to be his slowest speed. Yeah. All right. For some of you, this will be the biggest rocket I've launched. Well, biggest single piece of engine, so we'll just throttle it up probably about all the way for this first launch. And 3, 2, 1. Ooh, that was really loud. I hope that wasn't too loud for you guys. Everything's turned down to like 50% on that, so it should be good. So I don't want to push too hard with this engine, so 2 times my speed velocity is pretty freaking solid, to be honest. So we're going to start getting up, and then we're going to turn the craft. As you can tell, I have a significantly better bit of experience with these rockets because I am very used to building them, especially this design. It's something that I frequently enjoy. You can see our target is, well, that's like the previous little station down there. That's actually, I think, our target option. Oh man, we're pushing a little bit too hard up into this. I should have gone straight up for some of that, but it'll be fine. There we go. I'm dropping off here not because of how fast this was going, but because I don't want my line to go too far above that that person's like highest point. We were at 83,000. This was 85, so I wanted to catch up. Now, this is a rare opportunity to actually be able to adjust mid-flight and catch a vehicle, which I'll let you know is not normal. Like what I'm doing right here to plan this maneuver is honestly pretty impressive, at least for me. And I'm hoping I can pull it off. So we'll see how that goes. Few things here to let you notice. I am going to have to switch between the current larger scale engine and then the softer one. Normally, I would want to put this vehicle into orbit and then let that transition go, but we'll see how that turns out. Because the whole point of this first stage is because I want to keep it. And if I can't do that with this mission, then we'll do something different. We just reached orbit as per the angelic singing there. All right. Second stage is a go. All right. We're going to delete that maneuver node. Again with this. Oh, wait. It's... There we go. Okay. Relative speed is 600 meters a second. That's a little scary, to be honest with you. I won't fib. So that means I would have to try and catch it up. And I mean, we definitely have the delta V to catch it. It's essentially just getting into a round orbit with his spacecraft, because he is definitely outpacing us at this point. While we're getting outpaced, let's see if we can fix my little problem of trajectory here. Oh boy, hey, don't do that. Thank you. No, it's not gonna fix it. It will not be enough. Okay. Seeing that this vehicle can get into a orbit around the planet, I'm gonna go ahead and do so ahead of time. That's exactly what I was hoping that it would be. Okay. Alright, so what I want to do here is I'm gonna get to an orbit that will keep me safe overall, which is like, come on. Right there, that's perfect. I got plenty of delta V to realign whatever orbit I need to for this craft. On the other hand, I do not want this one going down alone, so we will be following this vehicle to a descent on Kerbal, where hopefully I will not destroy this engine and what is essentially a third, if not more, of this vehicle's expense. So, yeah. Just fun times. I know it's a silly way to play Kerbal, but I hope I'm not the only one who takes science mode with a little bit of like, hey, my funding is serious. Because it adds that flavor to the game, you know? Alright. Wow. Oh, it cut out the music because we reached back into the stratosphere. Now, these wings should be able to help me. We are a little bit off kilter in like the orbit, I guess, of the descent. Meh, it doesn't matter. Alright. We're at 1700 meters a second. I want to try to get pushed down into this area before I start releasing any of the actual thrust. I don't think 200 meters will end up working for us, but we'll see. Okay, so at max thrust, this engine's pushing at about 10 times the normal weight of this vehicle because we're almost out of fuel. So we'll go ahead and we'll put it at roughly about 3 times. I think I had it almost perfect before. Okay. Put it at that. I said we wanted to wait. Luckily, I'm not trying to land on a drone ship or anything crazy like that. I'm just trying to land in general. Alright. Come on. Reach it. Reach it. Slow us down. that should slow us down enough for it to not melt everything. And as you can see, it's kind of holding together. Alright. We're at 7,000 meters. We're still traveling hecka fast. Alright, atmosphere is slowing us down significantly. Come on. Tilt. Drogue shoots. Oof. Significant descent. Second stage. Please be less than... Oh, it's less than 9 meters a second. That engine and the rest of this should survive. Gonna speed up time because I respect everybody's actual real life time as much as I can. Okay. Come on. Gentle. Oh. I'll take it. I'm not even mad. I'll take it. Come on. That was 5,200. Come on. I know I got more than that, but oh well. It wouldn't tell us. I'm sure if I like back out, it should be like parts recovered. Does it? No, but I bet we can watch the video and it'll tell us how much it was and then how much we got before. Alright, so what we're going to do here is go back to the one-man rescue pod. We're going to realign our trajectories with said dude. Actually, I might be able to just show you guys how to do this. Yeah, he's close enough. So right now we are locked on the target. So this is actually the speed velocity difference between my pod and this vehicle moving in our current orbits. To slow myself, all I would need to do is point at this prograde, or I think it's retrograde. Wow, that's really strong. We're going to go ahead and lower that down. And as you can see, now I have stopped like our velocity with a certain amount of drift here. We need to keep our current orbits in mind when doing these slight adjustments, because you don't want to be doing like soft adjustments and then end up having yourself skimming the upper atmosphere, because you will drag across it pretty heavily. Now, because you have your target, which is this pink line, this is like you moving away. So technically I'm moving, I think, away from them at like 10 meters a second. I want to go ahead and start boosting in that direction. Now I'm traveling 20 meters a second. Now they are a fair decent clip away from me. I'm not going to lie, 17 meters is a lot. So luckily there's nothing between me and them. So I'm going to turn up my engines to max. I'm going to kick us into a fairly decent, about 60 meters a second. What is that in miles an hour? How fast is 56 meters a second in miles an hour?
56 meters per second is equal to 125.268 miles per hour.
Oh, okay. So about 125 miles an hour was what we were at 56. So we're probably booking at about 180, in this thing's direction. We'll have to flip this craft around and, of course, slow down. Now you're going to notice this is the prograde, which is like the direction that you're moving is this yellow line. It's kind of slowly, as we are getting closer, moving off kilter. As you can see, that drift It's because of just the orbital drift of the planet and our unaligned orbits. After a while, you can get a sense for maybe what the drift is going to be and adjust for it. Alright, I think I'm going to times 50 this. Once we get within like 2 or 3, we should be good. Okay. Excellent. Alrighty. There we are. Hey, and I think that is definitely enough. I am gonna try and, there we go. Tab over. Hey, Ribdom, what are you? Oh, you're an engineer, dude. Sweet. Let go of that. Alright, kick that over. Lower your visor, because you don't want to literally blind yourself, because you're not protected against that. Alright. Jettison over to this. Now, I make this look very, very easy because it's a video game. Any kind of like actual orbital walk that you've ever seen in your entire life or have watched on the thing, 99.9% of those, you are going to be tethered in some fashion to that vehicle, because floating away into space forever is the only other opportunity that you have in that situation, and it's just not one that anybody wants. So yeah, and we don't need a target anymore, we just need orbit. We're gonna reinsert probably at about 44, 45 is nice. We have a lot of fuel left here to be able to kind of kick ourselves down into really a much lower orbit, but I'm okay with kind of skimming the top of it for a bit. I think that'll put us like mid-range and right here, which, as you saw earlier, was plenty enough to be theatrical without it being too dangerous. So we'll kick it up to times 4. I was about to throw them out into space. Whoa. All right. Try to re-enter. I'm sure there's a lot of people that could explain why he lays down when re-entering the orbit. Or at least that's what I think you would. I definitely don't think you'd be one of facing the craft into it. Wow. Even at times 4, we're taking a long arc down into the atmosphere, aren't we? Oh, it's slowly dragging us in. So we will eventually fall. Yeah. Here we go. Hey, do a crew report. I didn't have any science on this thing, didn't I? Sure did not. Gonna be re-entering into the atmosphere. Yeah, it just totally let me know that we are definitely falling back in 100%. Alright. This is probably about the maximum of where this engine will still be powerful enough for it to kind of kick us out. Because after a certain amount, this engine becomes less effective. which is understandable. Right. With ×4, it goes pretty quick, but we'll see if we can save it. But if it starts putting them in jeopardy, we'll ditch it. Ooh, buddy. It is getting a little unruly. Am I being too greedy? Ooh, buddy. We may be able to do it. Toggle the landing gears. Use them as aerodynamic struts. Fly it down. It's like a TIE fighter. Pew, pew, pew. Copyrighted. Crap. Alright. Flip yourself up. Yeah, look at him. Look at him looking around. He's like, yeah, let's flip it around. Oh, I got a dog who's just so stressed. I don't understand. These dogs that I'm house sitting are some of the nicest animals, but boy howdy, they just needs all the attention they need. All of it, all the time. I'm just letting him be in free fall, if you haven't noticed, and he's got it, you know? He's got it taken care of, man. This guy knows what he's doing. Ribdun? Ribdun's brave. We're gonna go check his stats after we get done with this. There's actually, like, they have a metric of, like, courage and stupidity. It's pretty funny. Alright. Drogue shoots. Because, you know, want to be safe and stuff. What's the speed to the surface? 31 meters a second. That's still pretty fast, man. That's like a, what, 100? No, it'd be less than 100 miles an hour. Like 50 or 60. The dogs. Yeah. Catch him air, bro. Catch him air. Yeah, slow it down. Slow it down a little bit more. Can you... Hey, you there. Can you change your spread angle a little bit? Can you? Oh, I think it worked. Yeah, it did. Yeah, we're slowing down just a bit more. That's perfect. If you could do that, I'm going to try to batten down the hatches. Come on, relax. Perfect. Perfect. Absolute win. We got both of those engines back on that completely. Only thing that we lost was fuel. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, Kerbin's so awesome. Completing a mission within my own parameters inside of a game that I love to play. Fudge yeah. You know what I mean? Oh, I even got some, well, yeah, I got a little bit of science. Every point counts. And another 4,000 freaking dollars back, so booyah. And I got a new dude. Let's check him out. Where's he at? Yeah, okay. He's got a little bit more stupidity than courage. All right, that's kind of different. I mean, whoa, Jamboree is all courage and no stupidity. I need to put him and this guy in a booth together and send them out to maybe a down satellite and get them to fix some stuff. Jeb is just chilling here. Wait a minute. We have 3. We have assigned missions? Oh, yeah. What's up, Bob, Bill, Valentina? On EVA. Oh, that's right. You're just chilling somewhere? You're in your Hulk? On the moon? How'd you get there? Mavin is super courageous and kind of dumb. Okay. Why did I send Bill? That'll be fun. Alright. Alright, I'm going to close it out for this one because we did rescue the guy. We'll pick it up, maybe rescuing somebody else, like Valentina from orbit with all that science.